So welcome everyone. Welcome to another day of the Agile Scrum. We have transitioned into week 4 and Agile Scrum concept is very much is getting clear to all of us. So before we get started, we know the drill, and the drill is what? We need one reminder so that we remain focused. And what is that reminder, everyone? Before we begin?
Code of honor.
Code of
Awesome.
honor.
Code of
That's
honor.
brilliant. That's brilliant, everyone. Thank you so much for your responses. Yes, code of honor. Let's get take the revision of it. I'm going to share my screen and do confirm if you all can see that. So can you all see my screen now? Please confirm.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much for again your confirmation. Appreciate it. So remember the very first one, what that says. It says that Agile is full of ceremonies and that demands you to show up live. So kindly do show up live and remain on time, remain highly punctual and highly committed. Once you start considering this training itself as a project, it requires you to follow this one. And there is another universal law associated with this that says how you do anything is how you do everything. And that's the reason we need to practice it. And every ceremony demands it. The second one, because you are in journey, many of you already coming from the very vast experience but you don't need to learn this, but it's still you choose to learn. And when you choose to learn, you become the student, but you don't need to be the student, you need to be the full stack student. It means that who does all the assignment, do self research and repeat what you learn. And by now I believe everyone is doing it, and for that assumed understanding, I really appreciate all of you. The third one, even though you practice this all and you achieve the success, of course you tend to take responsibility of that, and you may declare that this is because of you achieved it. But at the same time, I want you all to take the full responsibility when you don't do some activities that has been recommendation and you hit the failure. You still take the responsibility of that. Why? Because once you take the responsibility of it, you may choose to correct it. And when you correct it, it redirect you towards the success. And thereby you understand that this failure was the trail to success. The fourth one is this, that says that to do so, it really requires a concrete mindset. Here, the lean management comes into the picture. That, okay, what happened? Okay. Lean management comes into the picture, and that says that continuous learning should be one of the goal. And in this journey you must embrace learning mindset, and that requires more learner you become, you will find yourself going more positive minded. More positive minded you become, you will find yourself going more complaint free. More complaint free you become, you will see loaded with gratitude. Gratitude leads to happiness. Happiness is today's new productivity, and that is demand of corporate where you are heading. The fifth one is to do so, it requires the increased level of receptivity, and for that very reason I have declared about 30 days audio challenge. In case you don't have the link, I would recommend you to ask me for this link to participate in the audio challenge and complete it, and you see the how every course of your life is getting positively impacted. And second, because we are taking a deep dive into deep learning, I would recommend you to follow this golden quadrant of learning. How does it happen? You know the drill. We will initiate before deep learning, we will declare with the anchor and then get into deep learning. Then after 24 hours you need to draw using pen and paper and then summarize in 90 seconds of video in a way that even 5 years old can understand. So let's get started with the declaration. Can you all see the selected statement on my screen, everyone?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you so
sir.
much for your confirmation. I appreciate the enthusiasm. Let's get started. At the count of three, what we are going to do is that we are going to do the anchor. Anchor is self hi-fi or the clap, and then repeat after me. Once I am done reading, then you follow me and read it after me. Okay, so let's get started. 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. I am a quick learner.
I'm a quick
I'm a
learner.
quick learner.
What others can learn and master,
What others can learn
What
and
others can learn and master,
I too can do that.
I too
I
can do
too
that.
can do that.
And one more time with this statement that is selected. Let's get started one more time with the anchor. 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. Because I'm an awesome learner.
Because I'm an
Because
awesome
I'm an
learner.
awesome learner,
Today's learning is going to be
today's learning is going to be
super duper easy to me.
super duper easy to me.
easy to me.
Thank you so much for affirming. Yes, it is going to be because you said so. And remember, on this path, choose to be a giver. So, keeping ego away on the path of learning, make you more spiritually grounded on the path of growth. Spiritually grounded means your happiness level increases. That leads to the fulfillment of the demand of the corporate, and that's the reason you need to embrace it. And when you embrace it and you continue with this, you head towards more earning, and in case you have more earning, then that is the time I recommend you to think of charity, giving away what you want more of it. Okay, why? So what do you need to give away? So if you want to more earn more of it, so decide to give away 5% or 10% of your earning in the causes or in the charity. Why? Because when you give, you grow. When you receive, you may survive. And when you do that, appreciate what you do, what others do for you, and even what does not happen to you, continue to appreciate that, because what you appreciate appreciates you back. Again, the reminder over here is Sunday we are going to have this technical session at 9:30 p.m. EST. Monday assignment, the unsaid or said assignment that you need to complete and submit on Monday. Tuesday, attend the RRP session, reference ready resume preparation. Wednesday, do the assignment that you have learned on. Okay, so there is some catch. Wait a second, let me revisit it. So here is going to be technical session on Monday as well. Tuesday you do RRP session. Wednesday you will do the assignment that you learned on the Sunday. On Sunday, Thursday again you complete RRP session, and Friday you choose to do assignment again, and also repeat what you have learned. And in case your assignment is pending, that you will do, and prepare the question that you want to get answer of it on the next day. And Saturday you can choose to relax and have a breather day. So this is how we have trace it out. So do we all agree to follow this all? You can unmute and say
Yes.
yes.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you so much for
Yes,
your
sir.
confirmation. I appreciate that, and I'm thankful that till now internet is supporting. So I'm super excited now for today's session. So let's get started. So, tell me, what was the assignment last time before we take into the real learning? What was the assignment? Do you all remember that?
User story.
User story.
User story. There were
Mm.
very few who corrected it and could submit it. But there was a catch. Format, everyone tried following the format. Initially, they could not start it, but they followed it. Before I reveal the answer, let me go back and share the screen with you all. Okay. So I'm sharing the screen. All right. So this was the assignment, right? Format you all
Right.
know. This is how the format we needed to follow. As a registered frequent flyer of Fly Agile Airlines, I want to book my ticket through Fly Agile Airlines portal so that I can give my miles. I can gain my miles. This was a simple example. That's all right. So many of you could not follow the many of you could not follow this format itself. They they simply try to put it into very simple way, and that's the reason where I said that at least follow the format. So means what? As an actor, I want to perform an action so that this is the impact. Okay, this is going to be the user story format. However, few of you followed the format, but they missed the logic. What they were trying to say that I want to travel less than 1,000 kilometer to earn 50% discount. Really? Did you ask yourself that you will only travel to earn the discount? I mean, even if you don't need any you don't need to travel up to 1,000 kilometers, still you choose to travel because you have to earn 50% discount. That doesn't make sense. Do you all agree? Does it make sense?
Agree.
Yeah.
No.
Are you with
So,
me so far?
sir,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
excuse me,
Yeah.
sir, but in real life we do like that. So that's why, in no reality is, yeah, we
Yeah, I
do.
know.
So because of that, the logical side I couldn't able to find.
No, that's fine, Rachana. That's okay. So I know when people are when shopping freak, when they say 50% sale and 75% sale, they rush over there thinking that I will have the discount of 75%, but they don't know the reality. Before that, they need to spend something. It means which was being saved already by not doing the shopping unnecessarily, but because of offer you got indulged into that. So you added, say for example, $1,000 which was not supposed to get spent. Now it is going to get spent with the thought that I am already getting 75% of discount on it. Yeah, right. That's how we do generally,
Yes.
by
Hmm.
forgetting this. But now when you are into the business, when you are running your business, you are creating user story, and I totally relate with you, Rachana. So no means no rejection to this idea. However, you will have to think in that way that logically, if a customer has to go ahead and he has to gain the 50% discount, in what normal circumstances he will get. Okay, so in that way we have to write. And I think everyone understood Rachna's point as well, right? Yes,
Yes.
Yes,
you can. Yeah, thank you so much for your
sir,
confirmation.
but your logic was correct, and I rectified
Yeah.
it later on. See, if
Okay.
I'm traveling from New Delhi to Pune, why I would go to Kolhapur unnecessary to just gain
Yeah.
50% discount?
That's true. That's true. Absolutely. I agree with you all. So that's a very good example. I feel like laughing on it. But yeah, this is how that makes sense, right? So what you're going to do is that you would write as a frequent flyer of Fly Agile Airlines, as a bronze member. Okay. Now this was every time missing. I want to travel in economy class. Making sense? As a Fly Agile Airlines bronze member, I want to travel into economy class so that when reach up to 1,000 kilometer can claim 50% discount. Make sense?
Yes.
Got it. Yeah, got the
Yeah.
logic.
So
Yes.
when you will reach the threshold, that is the time you will be rewarded with the discount. Okay, so this is how we are going to learn. This is how we are going to make for silver. This is how we are going to make gold. Now those who have not corrected, you can come back and correct it. But now I still see that many of time, such correction does not pop back. Okay, it does not come back. But I'm looking forward to see your corrections. Yeah, so can you all submit the new one? And in case you have any doubt, I
Yes.
would recommend you go back and listen to the recording, and listen this 1 minute 14 minutes or 15 second of a conversation what we had. Okay, and then try to rebuild it. So do you all uh, promise that you are going to submit your assignment in this refined way now? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
you are future business
Sir, but
analyst. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, one more thing, sir. But when we are putting the economic class here, so like earlier you said that 18 columns we have to like uh,
80. That is one
economic
example I
and
gave.
business. Yeah, total 80. Yeah, so so because business and economic class we are mentioning here, like
Mm-hmm.
I want to
Mm-hmm.
travel economic class. So my question is, as a frequent flyer, brown
Mm-hmm.
bronze. So how we will use like business and economic class?
So it is
Because
simple, no? See, you are just trying to extract answer from me. This answer should have come from you. I can give you the answer
The
straight
logic
away,
is still the
Rachna.
same.
Yeah. See, initially you are going to, as a bronze member, you are choosing economy to get 50% discount. Further, you will choose as a silver member in economy class and you will get 75%. Further, you will travel so someone will, not you only, someone who is traveler of a gold membership and choose to go into economy class, he will get 100%. But same gold member, if he chooses business class, he will get 200% of discount. Yeah, that's how
yeah,
this has been laid out. So did you get it?
yeah, got it. Yes, yes.
Awesome.
Actually,
Awesome.
sir, I really like this, user story assignment. So
Mhm.
I really want to do this. That's why I asked this question.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely you can ask any question. So all questions are good. Okay. Only the
Okay.
thing,
Yeah.
the intention of a question should be to gain the information. Sometime not in this batch, but sometime few people ask a question with the different intention. So of course, as long as the learning is the intention, that's always good. Yeah. So thank you so much for
Yeah.
asking. So now let's
Thank you,
move
sir.
towards the quality. So we have agreed to redo it. In case we have not followed this, only 2% could follow this. Like I want to not going to name in front of you, but 2% when I laid out, okay, logic you need to recorrect. So one lady was there, one gentleman was there, both came back and they corrected it, and I was really happy that you could put some thought behind it and you could do that. Awesome. So let's get started again into the next slide, because we are discussing what? We are discussing quality, high quality, with definition of that. I want someone to read this first paragraph for me, please. Anyone go ahead?
Quality is largely aligned to the coding language or rapid application development RAD or technical tools to build. The product quality is owned by the development team to ensure that the product is of the maximum quality. These quality standards can be subjective and also data-driven. Example, defined coding standards like identified in tools, FX Corp, etc. Test-driven development, unit test coverage, maintainability index, no defects or known defects, technical debt, design principles, etc.
Thank you so much for reading this out. See, if I will summarize this, how may I summarize this? This you have read. I'm going to come back over here. I keep on talking about one term for everyone who are somehow, in a way, directly or indirectly, trying to impact to the business. You be anything in the business. Be anything in the business, but try to be CDO of the business. And what is CDO, everyone? What is CDO, everyone? Do you
Customer
have
Customer
any?
delight
delight.
officer.
Customer delight
Delight
officer.
officer.
Brilliant. That's answer. Customer delight officer. How would you do that? When quality is your intent. As I said, there should be some parameter, because what here means we read together, that is not just only aligned with the coding, and it's not just a responsibility of one person. This is the responsibility of whom? The
The
entire development
team.
team. That's right. Yes, entire develop. And here it is written entire development team, but not entire word, but development team it is mentioned. When we talk about development team, who all come into development team? Everyone?
Business analysts,
Tester, coder,
Scrum Master,
developer.
developers, testers.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for answering this. This gives me power to know that you all know this correctly. Thank you so much. So yes, everyone, business analyst, tester, coder, everyone comes into that. Okay. So together they have to ensure the maximum quality, and these standards are sometimes data driven, based on data driven. When we are talking about test driven development, it means in certain functionality tests have been put. Okay, various tests have been put, and based on those tests we have decided whether it is breaking or not. Okay, so just a second. Okay, breaking or not. In case it breaks, what should we have? What should we do? In case it breaks, the functionality breaks, what are you going to do?
Fix it.
No, you are not going to fix it. Business analysts are not going
And-
to fix it.
Yeah, not business analyst, but the developer has to fix that.
Yeah, but how they will fix it? What you will do for that? The
First,
moment you
first we have to identify
Mhm. Okay,
identify the cause.
so not
Then we can
necessary, Rachna, not necessary you would identify. Sometime you may encounter as well, right? Identify is with the intention you are trying to pull, or trying to figure it out, the flaw. But sometime you will encounter, and as a business analyst you will encounter it, right?
Yes.
Agree? Yeah. So
Yes.
even if you identify or encounter, what do you do for that?
It has to be logged first.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Bina. So it has to be reported. It means that how will you report? By logging it. There will be method to log, right? Do you all agree with this? You can
Yes.
unmute and say yes.
Yes.
So remember to report that. And how will you report that? When you put right test data into that, and that's the reason that is called as test driven development. Unit test coverage, coder will do that. They will see that how they have developed, whether it is working or not. Maintainability index, they will see that if it is breaking and it is bringing the flaw, can it be maintained well again and again, again and again or not? Why? Because the ultimate intent is that it will have no defect or known defects. Okay, known defect means sometimes it is not really possible to release one software with zero defect. Okay, when you're talking about zero defect, there will be any way, by any chance there will be minute defect that can be ignored, but you cannot release a software with zero defect. Okay, so because the identifier will eventually find one, at least one minute defect, if he is really analytical person. With me so far, able to understand? You can unmute
Yes.
and say yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. So when we are talking about, if there cannot be zero defect, then there should be some known defect. There will be generally some known defect, and those are cosmetic defect. And what do we mean by cosmetic defect?
Minor defects.
Minor defects.
Known
Means-
defects.
yeah, no, not known defects. Cosmetic
It
defects
doesn't
means
affect
that
the
can
functionality, but
absolutely.
just the appearance change.
Yeah, it doesn't break the functionality in a big manner, but yeah, its existence also don't bother. Okay, like some of the guests, okay, their existence may irritate you sometime, but there are few guests, whether they are there or they are not there, it doesn't affect you. Okay, just I'm trying to give, if anyone can pick this example, then for this is for them. Okay, the another part is that technical debt. Okay, technical debt.
Mm.
Do you know what is technical debt? Anyone who knows? Okay, I'll take this silence as no. Technical debt, what
No.
happens? Thank you so much for confirmation, guys.
Lack of
So,
right resources.
okay, that could be one.
Lack of technical resources.
Yeah, that could be one. So technical debt is what, in real sense, I'm going to tell you. When coders develop a software, he writes line of codes, okay, n number of line of code. And while they are writing n number of line of codes, what is going to happen? Sometime they think and write. They they try to apply first line of code. It may work, it may not work. So what happens? They don't delete it. They simply comment it into the console into from where they are writing the code. Okay, and they comment it, but what happens, there are multiple comments will continue to pile up, and that make the software little heavy. Okay, so when when you remove the process of removing and making the software lighter by removing the unnecessary technical input, the that is called, if existence of technical input are more like line of codes, that becomes debt, which is weighing the software down. It means that is slowing the performance of software and load of the software. Okay, loading of the software. And the quality says that you need to remove these all technical debts. Okay, making sense? Are you able to connect with it, whatever I said, everyone? Yeah, understood what I said? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, anyone who did not understand and did not say yet no, you are willing to say no, but
Yeah,
Sir,
I
I
mean,
have a question.
some part
yes,
understand,
Ronan.
not exactly.
So,
Yeah.
sir, that thing would get rectified during the testing, like by the tester during the load testing phase, and then they report it to the developer.
So whenever the testing will happen, they will identify that, okay, these are the problems, and they will report it to developer. Now it's the developer job to rectify it, to correct it. Okay,
I
so
see.
you have made sure that these all checks have been done. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, can you all hear me still? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
thank you so
Yes.
much. So what I was telling is that, so these checks you will have to perform anyway, right? And when you perform the checks, when you will perform the checks, that time you will realize that this has to be reported, and when you report it, that is the time what you will do. You will get it corrected, right? So any question around it? Let's come back to technical debt. I'm going to share my whiteboard with you. Just give me a second, so that I will tell you what exactly happens. Say, for example, I am going to write some line of code. Okay, line of code says that, okay, I'm not a coder, so I might not write the right code. So excuse me for that. Say, for example, I am writing if uh, if it does not work, does not work, then follow function. I'm writing a code, and I'm realizing, will this follow? So I wrote something that is not needed to write. Okay, so I saw that this is something which did not work because of this code appeared in error. I will comment it. This is the way it will be commented. And what will happen? The system will not understand the commented part. It will directly follow this. Next line. Else follow this. Okay, got it? And again, to make myself or other developer understand, uh, I had commented the non-working lines with the slashes, and also the insides with the slashes. Okay, so this is how I am trying to put it. So what you will see, how many extra line that is not needed over here. Okay, so this is another comment, this is another comment, and this is another comment, and this is another comment. Okay. Now, what will happen generally when coding happens? So, system will not read the comments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines are the deaths for me just to make 4 lines work well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. There were actually 4 line of code was needed, but I had to write extra 6 line. Okay. But it says that remove technical dates. So I will remove because it is not necessary. We'll go back into the codes so that it will be a bit lighter. Okay. With me so far? That's what I'm giving you, one of the reference of the example of the technical date. So are you able to understand it? You
Yes,
can
sir.
say yes or no. Yeah. Thank you. And you all did understood? Did you all understand? Anyone who did not?
Not that much, sir.
Okay, Aruna, thank you so much for
Understood.
confirming. Okay,
Yeah.
so see, we all have to understand. See what happens. Technical debt first you need to understand it, not business owner's role. Product owner has to take the responsibility that all technical debts are removed. Debt means Debt means this is something that you have borrowed from somewhere, right? So
Right.
technical code, to write technical code, what you are doing, you are borrowing some extra lines which are really not needed, but you added some extra lines. Okay. And
Okay.
those lines which is other than code, do you think that is needed other than code? Because you're writing a code, but you are adding some lines which is other than codes. Do you think it is needed because you're coding?
No, sir.
No.
No,
So
it's not needed. Yeah.
any line which is not needed and other than requirement, that you are adding, it means that you are putting debt on it. So you are adding
Mm-hmm.
technical codes, but when you are also putting extra lines of code, extra lines of
Mm-hmm.
insight, extra lines of comment, extra line of statement which is not needed, that is loading the software, that is making the software heavy, and that will be termed as debt. Okay,
Okay.
Aruna? And
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you will
Got it,
remove
sir.
that, that will be
Mm-hmm.
called as technical debt. Okay, I'm glad that you got it, so my purpose is
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Thank you, sir.
and,
Thank you.
and any design principle that has been followed, that has been followed, so those are part of the quality. But in a nutshell, you have to remember whether you are doing what is whether your software is doing what it is expected to do, and not doing what is not expected to do. Okay, if you are aligning with this and it is giving the proper result to your customer, it means you are aligning with the quality. With me so far? Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
So let's move to the another one. Okay, another topic. So you need to understand non-functional requirement, because I use the word loading and performance. Did you all hear these words in the earlier slide? Hmm? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
anything which has nothing to do with the function, those are called as NFR. What they are called as? NFR. What they are called as?
NFR.
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 Why NFR? Because I'm asking you to repeat, because once you get placed, guys, what will happen? You will get to hear more often this terminology NFR. Not everyone is used to speak the long form of it. Okay, that is non-functional requirement. So what is non-functional requirement? Anything that makes your software available, maintainable, performing, reliable, scalable, secured, usable, compliance, and regulatory oriented, and legal. Those all comes under NFR. Okay, that is non-functional requirement, and there is a different way to check all whether these are NFR compliant or not. Okay, say for example, whether these are performing well or not, whether the software is loading well or not, whether it is breaching the security. How you can check that? Say for example, now you are into your banking system checking your balance, and the moment you are checking the balance, the URL will continue to change. Have you ever observed the moment you are in website and the moment you are changing the pages, its URL, its address also continues to change? Have you ever observed it?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes,
noticed it.
yes.
Yeah. So, say for example, if its address is changed, what if I'll copy it over here? I'll paste it, or I will email this address to my friend, and he opens at his location. And what if he will be able to access the same page at his own location as well? Do you think this is useful or this is a breach?
That's a
It's a
security
breach.
breach.
That's a
It's a breach.
breach. That's a security breach. So such kind of things should not happen. Even you need to test that as well, right? So these kind of requirement are there. These are unset requirements sometimes. Okay, and if these are unset requirement, you need to get the confirmation from your client that do you also want us to include this? Is it okay if we can include this? Because no one would want such kind of play to happen with their own software if they're paying for it. Do you all agree? And making is it making sense for you? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, every one of you with this
Yes,
understanding.
sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much. Now let's move to, okay, so this is what I have read. That is kind of a summary from scrum.org, where what it talks about DOD. It means definition of done. So crediting back to scrum.org, because there are few summary, not entirely, not this user story and all, but few part of summary was taken from scrum.org. When you will go to that, you will see this is how scrum.org defines definition of done. Okay. Now let's see what are the three types of DODs. Okay. There are three types of DOD: initial, matured, and stringent. Okay. So what happens in initial DOD, what happens in mature DOD, and what happens in stringent DOD, that we are going to learn. But let me tell you, this stringent DOD means a very tight compartmentalized definition of done can be implemented, especially say for example, all module is ready, integrated, and ready to launch. Okay, as a whole system. Okay, mature DOD could be where system integration testing has happened, where all the components have brought together and they have tested well. That time it can be checked against mature DOD. And initial DOD, where small singular module are developed, tested, and ready to launch. Okay, ready to share with the customer as well. That time can be checked with initial DOD. Okay, with me so far. Before I proceed and take a deep dive into every column, did you understand when the initial, mature, stringent DOD may appear? Do you want me to repeat that?
Could you repeat it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So stringent DOD means UAT is user acceptance testing phase, where all the system is available as a whole. Okay. So before you launch for the end customer, you check on the various parameter, and these are those parameter. Definition of done means you are only declaring this is done when you have performed all the checks, because these checks are heavy and appearing also heavy over here in the screen share. That's the reason it is called stringent DOD. But when will be the mature DOD? But did you understand what I said just now? When you are releasing the software as a whole, you will release this against certain parameter. Then only you will define, hey, it is done. Agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I
But
got one question here.
yeah, please
This
go ahead.
all DODs is basically being checked by technical team or by Scrum Master. It is of course technical
Not,
team job, correct?
yeah, not one team, because there are various parameter. No. So one parameter will be applicable for technical team. There could be another parameter that will be applicable for testing team. There could be another parameter that will be applicable for business analyst. But at the end, Scrum Master will see that whatever the parameter are held in whatever the tickets or in whatever user story that have been closed, that have been moved into done. Okay.
Okay, so finally we'll check the checklist.
Yeah, finally we'll check the checklist, and here I am going to tell you what kind of all things are there, and you have to make sure this has happened and this has not happened. If it meets the uh, criteria of acceptance, then only you are going to move it to the done, and then you can tell your customer, hey, go ahead and use it. Okay.
So my one question is, as a Scrum Master,
Mhm.
how we will use this?
Okay, great.
Like,
So
for-
you remember the Kanban board, right? Do you all remember
yes,
Kanban
Yes.
board? Kanban board,
yes.
Yes.
Right.
it always moved from left to right. Okay, to do, in progress, and done. Okay.
Mhm.
Scrum Master will say that when it is said that done does not mean just done. When it does not mean that you verbalize it, okay, it is done means done. In the system, is it also moved to done? Okay, business analysts say that, hey, I have done my task. So the corresponding ticket, have you moved that ticket into done column or not? If you're, see, now understand, uh, user story may have uh, 10 action items and you have moved only 5 action item into done. Can you close the user story? Can you also move the user story into done?
No.
No,
No, because why you cannot move that user story into done?
because it is incomplete.
Because we are supposed to give the working software.
Yeah, so that's the right thing, because it is incomplete. And why it is incomplete? Because you have done only 5 out of 10. More 5 activities are uh, pending to be completed, pending to be moved into
Yeah.
done, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So you cannot move user story into done, but the moment 10 on 10, 10 out of 10 action item, which are the children of user story one, have been already moved into done. Do you think now you can take the user story into done, because all the children have been completed, all the action item inside user story have been completed, those are working now. So can you now easily move user story into done? Yeah. Yes, because there is
Yes.
nothing
Yes,
pending
yes,
Yes.
inside it.
yes, of
So you
course.
will move
Right.
it. So Scrum Master will ensure the moment you say that Scrum's user story number 1 is complete and I have moved it, Scrum Master will check that literally you have moved user story in 1, but its 5 item is pending. He will move back it to in progress, and he will announce, why did you move user story number 1 into done? It is not supposed to go inside because its 5 items are still open. Okay, so these checks, the final eyes will come from whom? From Scrum Master. He will
Scrum.
keeping the watch on your declaration. He will keep on watching your actions. He is also known as servant leader. What he is known as, everyone?
Servant
Servant.
leader.
Servant leader, yeah.
Servant leader. So he serves you in a way that because of some mistake and misunderstanding, if you have taken some action, has to be rectified, and only the corrected software and corrected action should be delivered. Okay, and corrected output should be delivered. So here comes the Scrum Master side. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah. So this is one of the example. However, we have talked already about the elaborated way of Scrum Master's responsibility. Okay. So fine. So let's understand now. Now you understood for a stringent definition of done, that because in user acceptance testing only you are completing the entire software as a whole you are giving, but before that you are working in the smaller user story. You have broken down larger requirement into various user story, and there will be a time where you can only integrate few of the component or software together, and you make it available for the customer to check that as well, right? With me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, anyone who did not understand what I said, let me know if you
No.
want me to repeat. Anyone who did not understand
No,
what
So,
I said?
Okay.
Okay, you
Yeah,
got
we
it.
got it. Got it.
Okay, you haven't got it. Let me tell you that. So you know the idea that when we start to develop a requirement, we don't develop the requirement. We develop the portion of the requirement first. Do you understand this one, at least? Portion means smaller piece of the larger requirement we develop. We agree to develop. Yes? Who did not understand? I'm expecting an answer from you. Am I
Yeah,
So
audible?
basically a high
understood, sir.
level
Like, so,
requirement, right?
only thing is like, let's suppose we have 10 user stories. If we are done with 2 or 3 of them, then it's like initial DOD, right?
Yeah. So yes. So see, let
Okay.
me tell you in this way, banking software. Okay, banking software is a larger term and larger requirement, right? So it builds banking software builds with loan management system, credit card management system, confirmation information system, and fund transfer system, something like that. So multiple systems are there that is making the banking system. Do you all agree with this? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
you first develop, say that I cannot develop the entire system all at once. What should I do? What I'll do, I'll develop minimum customer information system first, and will let my customer check whether it is working or not. So you release initial phase, one singular module for the customer. Okay. So against this singular module, whatever the acceptance criteria you will perform and you are satisfied, and when you release, that will be initial DOD. Okay. Now you have given customers CIS, that is customer information system. You also gave them third party transfer system. Okay, that you developed after 2 weeks. Okay, now after third week you developed another singular module, say for example. Now in mature DOD you will develop a tiny system in which you will combine or integrate customer information system module, fund transfer system module, as well as the another third system, another third singular module, and you will integrate it, and you will let the customer have the partial experience of the entire whole system. That is the second phase. Okay. So in whatever acceptance criteria, against whatever the acceptance criteria that will be marked as done, that will be called as maturity. Okay. And when now you have developed the entire system as a whole, and you are trying to give it to the customer to check the entire system as a whole, so that he can click here and there anywhere in this entire ground, against whatever the criteria, it will be tested or checked by the customer, or before the end customer by the bank. That will be checked against the various criteria that will be part of stringent definition of the. Yeah,
Yes,
got
sir.
it now? Yeah, very
Yes, sir.
easily you got
Yes,
it.
sir.
Thank you so
It
much.
was very
Thank you
Mm-hmm.
so much. I want you to now know what are the parameters of initial DOD, what are the parameter of mature DOD, and what is the parameter of stringent DOD. I want someone to read only the first column for me, please.
Initial
Anyone?
DOD. All acceptance criteria met. Unit test coverage 85%. Functional test passed. No known defects. Peer code review. Peer code review passed. Documentation completed.
Yeah. So now let me explain you quickly. Acceptance criteria, it means that whatever you have written in the user story against the definition of done acceptance criteria, every single acceptance criteria is going to meet. Okay. Those are passed. Another unit test coverage. What do we mean by unit test coverage? When happens, who does it? It's directly coder does it. When they
The coder
develop
does
the
it.
code. Yeah. When they develop their coding, whatever the test they perform, that is called as unit test. Okay. But later test, any vast test, that will be done by tester. But at the coders end, when they do their own code test, that is called as unit test. So it's says that whatever the functionality you have developed, it's 85% of is greater than 85% of unit test has been covered. Okay, so that you will make sure in initial DOD happens. There should be not in that particular module, there should not be generally any defect. Okay, peer has reviewed each other's code. Peer means one developer and another developer, those will be peer, and they have reviewed each other's code. Okay, and when they have reviewed, they have passed each other's review. Means one person has debugged another person's code, another developer and person has reviewed the other party's code. Means they are ensuring we are both of codes are working fine. Okay, that is called review and code review pass, peer code review and peer code review pass. Now before you release this entire thing, you will also have some quality gate document or any document that will give confirmation to customer that they can pick it up for their own usage. Okay, you get it what I said? Any kind of document that is needed to release this singular module to the customer, those all can be the part of documentation. Okay, so these are the minimum checks to be done. With me so far? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that will become initial DOD. Okay, for singular module. Now mature DOD, say for example SIT. So in SIT, these part of initial DOD will be there anyway. Okay, but there will be something additional. Okay, so additional will be what? All business functionality and acceptance criteria met. Okay, here not only just the acceptance criteria, also the business acceptance, business functionality has to be met. Okay, business wise it is working. Okay, additional will be what? In coding standard there will be no error. Okay, now here technical date can be less than 5 days. Okay, because you are working for 30 days, you might have piled 30 into 5, 150 unnecessary lines of codes. The moment you will be removing, it says that at least it should have less than 150 lines of code. It means that less than 5 days. Just I'm giving you example. It means okay, I can accept only till 120 lines of code. Extra 30 lines you can remove. So that is the benchmark. Okay, that it's not necessary that remove all the debts, but you can remove some portion of it. So here there is a criteria for that. I can accept the software maximum with the 5 days of less than 5 days of technical debt. Okay, so that is one criteria included into matured debt. Okay, matured DOD. Now it says that maintainability index and for the module code is less than 90. Now there is an indexing. This is the development term, so that you don't need to be worried. But product owner, he will say that indexing of the software has been done and should be greater than 90. Okay, not less than it. So that part will be taken care by product owner and development team. Now come back towards the functional test automation. If at all any testing has to be done, it has to be automated, then a 75% pass rate should happen. Because what is going to in automation, you are checking whether software is working the way it is expected to work or not. Making sense? Are you able to get it,
Yes.
everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much. Now it has functional test pass, no known defect, peer code review, documentation complete. Rest of all it follows. Now what happens in stringent review? In stringent review, maximum things will be there. Let's see what is something extra. Okay. Now here is that you have earlier checked the functional test pass. Have you also checked the regression test? Regression means when something is fixed, you will have to check whether surrounding area is not broken. When you fix anything, there are chances that the surrounding area may also break. Yes or no?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you will also check whether
Yeah.
fix has been done properly or not. Then security
Yes.
breach we have talked about. For that, it is called as pen test. Pen test means penetration testing. Okay. So that you will check whether any security breaches is happening using this kind of test or not. Load test, you will see whether the software itself is loading or not. Okay. Performance, whether it is performing in the low internet or not. Now was the Zoom test. I am here sitting in some area where there is at least no network, but I'm amazed to see I'm still able to connect. Okay, so Zoom is picking up the upload on the lowest bandwidth as well. So I must appreciate this software. Okay, so this is how it is. Known defect and regulatory compliance document, all the documentation that is needed to accept the software, that has been also provided, and thus it is UAT approved. When these all are or done in the stringent manner, that will be the definition of done for UAT. Do you all understand the kind of the amount of time we have spent on this, and whatever we discussed in detail? Did you understand the reality about initial, matured, and stringent DoD? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
sir, I got one question here. So
Yes,
in
please.
Kanban board, initial DoD and mature DoD will come in process, right? Whereas
In
stringent
process.
DoD will come in done.
No. See, everything, and thank you so much for asking this, Nitish. See, everything will have a life. Everything will have the flow from to do to done. Even if you're doing something in initial DoD, it will start from to do, will go to in progress, and then will go to done. The same thing will happen for the mature, and the same thing will be happening for the stringent as well. Only the difference is that in mature, some additional parameter will be added to it. In stringent, some more additional parameter will be added. You got it, Nitish?
Yeah, okay. Yes, I got it.
Yeah. So yeah, Beena, you have some question.
Sir, will there be a mode of status for each done requirement, or how do we know that which phase of done it is in?
Yeah, there will be mode of way where your product owner will tell that now we have done 3 sprints. Okay. In the 3 sprints, we have give them the singular module. Let's do now SIT. Okay, SIT means we will integrate everything, and we will give them the integrated software. So far now, so what will happen? The command will go from product owner to the development team. Whatever the singular module you have developed, now stitch them together. Okay, integrate them together. Let the flow happen from top to bottom, bottoms to and bottoms up as well. And this stitched software, this integrated software, we will our team will be testing, and our customer will also be testing. So when you will do that, so let's have this done in the next sprint. Okay, so this kind of discussion will happen. You will put it into the next sprint. In the next sprint, such kind of testing will happen. Got it, Bina? Or do you have any additional or new insightful question?
No, sir, I think I got it. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So I got some comment. Okay, hello Gaurav sir. I joined the class, but I will be disconnecting now as I'm traveling. Okay, watch it. Okay, Supriya, no problem. Thank you. Okay, anything else? Are we going to RFP station this week? You can join anytime. Every time you have to do, Samira. Okay, so I think I have answered all the query what was pertaining to definition of that. Did I answer all of your queries?
You answer everything,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All these criteria, do we need to remember this, or a product owner will give to Scrum Master at the time of
Yeah,
implementation?
product owner will will say that uh, these are all activity have been done or not, and this is so much logical, and this is so much with the common sense that you don't even need to remember, because see, you will be owning the project. Say for example, Nitish, if you're performing and driving any project, you will see every bits and pieces are working, and this is so much come from the inside that you don't need to require to remember these all things. Yeah,
Okay, understand.
it is so obvious that boss, your system should load when you're typing amazon.com. It should load. Did you check it is loading or not? Are we giving the customer as is just because you have developed it? So these are the common sense driven. These question will come, and this question will emerge through common sense only. Okay, you will ask yourself first, and then you will ask to the team. Made some sense, everyone?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir, would
so
there be any interview related question related to this?
no, why I will say. See, here what you are understanding, the working experience or the basic working experience, your roles and responsibility you are understanding. What I believe, the amount of review I have done for the resume I had received, those had been already with 5 or 7 years of experience. In the 7 years of experience and more than 5 years of experience, people don't ask the basic questions. What they ask, tell me your day-to-day activity, what do you perform? And you should be able to visualize in a way your all the work, that you embody that your every cellular system of your body is telling in so convincing manner that I know how to do this. I have done it. If you've done it in mind so clearly, your body is completely convinced that you have done it already in future. Okay, so the future thing you're talking in present. Can you do that? Can you talk your future in the present in a way that I have done it, knowing in the mind you have done it in the future? Are you able to connect with this? It's a simple thing.
Okay.
It's a simple thing.
Yeah.
You are telling future statements in the present as if you have done it already. Okay, and for that you will have to repeat it. So repetition is the mother of all the success. Okay, so more you will repeat it, your body will start convincing that you have done it. Only you will have to visualize it more, repeat it more, declare it more, so that you can present it well. Getting my point, everyone? Able to connect?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Mhm.
How
sir.
you can
Yes.
convince your own self that you are master of it? So this is one of the method to do it. So that's the reason.
Yeah.
And for that, I have some video that I'll be giving you after the session will end, and you will become the part of mock interview session. How to visualize and how to embody all these things, whatever I have said. Okay, so that you are going with the interview with higher ease of the comfort, or higher ease, or higher comfort. Okay, so this is I'm going to do. So can I proceed to the next slide, everyone?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
please.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you. So now here it comes the project management backlog. Okay, product backlog management. Okay, so let me switch on the product backlog management. Okay, and here it is. Just a second. Let me bring it. I'm just opening the slide, switching the slide. Yeah. Can you all see the slide? Product backlog management. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So here it says that who owns the product backlog. By the way, if I'll ask you, what do you know? Who owns the product backlog items? What is
The
your
product
answer? Who
owner.
owns the
Product owner.
Product owner.
brilliant? That's
Product
a
owner.
great answer. Product owner, but obvious this is product owner. But I'm just explaining this answer to all of you. Okay, the product backlog. See what you see in the picture. First, you will pick what is of the highest priority. Okay, the highest priority requirement that to be delivered to the customer. that you will do now or later?
First.
First.
Now.
First. Now. Okay. So always it will go into the top. But those which can be done later, that we are going to do it later, of course.
Later.
And which, whatever the lowest priority things are there, that will become your future release. Okay. So this is what this product backlog iceberg is representing you. Visible in the sprint will be the highest priority work. It means that you have to do that work with the highest priority. And I want someone to read the first bullet point for me, please.
The product backlog is owned by a product owner and reviewed during the sprint planning meeting.
Okay. So review means what? Product owner will review all the backlogs, okay, because he's owning it, and he knows the priority, which is of the highest priority. He will pull in the sprint planning meeting. And sprint planning meeting, what happens in the sprint planning meeting? What happens in the sprint planning meeting, everyone? What do you do in the sprint planning meeting?
They will discuss about
You decide, you discuss and decide what sprints you would create.
What other, anything else?
They'll have
Any other
You
answer?
video
break
conference. They'll
break
have
the
video
sprint
conference,
in
screen share.
what
Yeah,
are the effects
but
and the
It is a planning.
you break it into the days and the hours and stuff, the entire
yeah,
sprint.
everything. So the right term is what Nitish said. You in sprint planning, you plan to execute, right? Agree? You all agree with
Yes.
this?
Yes, sir.
You will
Yes,
plan
sir.
to execute.
Sir.
And here you finalize the sprint goal. Execute what we are going to achieve at the end, right? You plan your to do, you plan your how it will look like at the end. Agree? Who all will do, how they will do, and when they will do. Agree? These all things become the part of planning. Input, output, and process are defined. Are you able to remember these all things? Yeah. In sprint
Yes.
planning, we
Yeah.
have already discussed.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
these all things will be reviewed in the sprint planning meeting with every single user story, or user story will become from user story will be turned from product backlog, because product backlog you will be explaining it at deeper level. One product log can be one liner, okay, but when you will discuss this in the sprint planning, it can be 4-5 liner, because you are creating multiple user story, multiple 4-5 liners. With me? Yeah, understood?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
I want someone else who has not yet read to read for me the second bullet, please.
It's important that
that
product owner describe the task in clear, customer focused language without technical specifications.
Yeah. So now when things will go more technical, no, trust me, not everyone would be interested, and nor everyone may understand. So you have to always think from the customer's point of view. Okay, it's okay to make things more technical and not made available for everyone, that not everyone can understand. But at the same time, you have to think in a way, make things simple. Okay, so simple that anyone can understand. So can you write uh, or describe your task in that manner that tomorrow if you are not there, it should not create the pain for others? So you may think in two ways. Okay, if I'm not there, it's okay to let it happen pain for others, but you are developing a habit by not mentioning or summarizing thing clearly. If when it will become habit, you will fail to summarize anything simply anyway. Okay, but the moment without remembering the impact, that or without remembering the motto behind that, if you simply think to simplify the things, okay, that then you will develop a habits. Any complicated and any complex functionality you can simplify in easy manner. Why? Because you have developed a habit uh, during the time, in a long run. Okay, you have developed such habit. So that's the reason it is important that product owner describes the task in clear customer focused language without technical specification. Even if technicality is not there, when you are explaining with your team, developer will understand anyway when you are using technical words. But are the business analyst also understanding? Any associate is also understanding? These questions you should ask. Okay, so this is how you are going to explain your um, explain your product backlog item, which you have brought it into the sprint planning meeting to elaborate it further. In case you are going to be future product owner, you have to make sure that even a person, because ultimately you are developing what? You are developing something what who is going to use?
Customer.
Customer. And if customer is not able to use it, will he pay?
No.
No.
No,
No.
he won't. Okay, and if he won't pay, your purpose is not solved. Agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And why he won't pay? Because the person who did not understand it well, he did not execute that well. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So you have to take the responsibility of that person also who does not understand. How will you make sure that everyone understands in a simplified manner? How will you make sure?
The common language which can easy to understand. The
Yeah, but
terms.
you,
Yeah.
that's right, Rachna. But you may assume that I am using common language, and that might not be common language for other person. That you can only assume. But how
No.
will you make sure
By
that your
getting it
Yeah.
language?
So
reviewed with somebody else?
Yeah, okay.
by
And
by making sure that there are no technical
Asking for
specifications to it.
confirmation. Asking for
yes, Ronak, that's a brilliant. Asking for the confirmation, asking question like what I am doing. I'm asking each
yeah.
one of
You.
you, right?
Right.
I'm making sure that everyone, when you are going out of the room, you should go with the clarity. Okay. So this level of effort, my dear friend, you will have to put in as a future product owner. So that you will have to make sure. Do you all agree with this? I'm asking this to all future
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
product
sir.
owners. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So just make sure this is the approach you are imbibing, and everyone would love to work with you because you're taking care of those persons who is not non-performing, and because you have asked so many questions, is ready to perform because he felt so much cared, he felt so much pampered that he is pumped up to perform now. So this is how you have to do. All right, everyone, with me so far? Yeah,
Yes,
Yes.
can
sir.
I proceed?
Yes.
So I want someone to read the third bullet point for me.
All products backlog items are estimated by the developers.
Developers means who? By whom? Who will estimate it?
The coders.
The
Coders.
The Scrum Master to the tester, all in between,
All the team member for their
all the
contribution,
team
they
members.
So
will,
the development
yeah,
team.
entire development team, they will estimate their own work. Of course, developer and means coder also will estimate. I will take this much amount of time for my own code development. I will Tester will say, okay, if code development is done and it is coming to me for the review, I will take this much amount of time for my testing. Okay, so everyone will give you the estimate as a and you will receive the product as a product owner from everyone. Then you can give the final total days estimation to your customer. Okay, your vehicle will be delivered in this many hours. I'll just give the example. With me? Now let me come back to again to the software. To customer, you can say your software can be delivered into this much hours. But when you are a garage owner, you will say your team will say your in your garage your vehicle has come for servicing. it might have some issues, multiple issue. The team checks in with one single ride, and he identify it has multiple issues, and he estimates that I have to correct this, I have to do this, I have to this oiling, washing, and repairing and all. So these all activities, these take this much time. The product owner, means garage owner, will sum up every estimated hours, and he will give you the final hours. Okay, I will be delivering you into the final hour, right?
Right.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And
Yes,
you
sir.
will
Yes,
be
sir.
able to understand, okay, I have to not bug this person until this many hours. I in software industry, customer will say, okay, till these many days or this date, I don't have to bug these guys that, hey, give me my software, because I am in rush, because we have agreed to get the delivery on some release dates. Release dates we have already spoken about in the past. I want someone to read the last bullet point on this slide, please.
Their estimations determine the number of items that will be selected for the upcoming sprint.
Yeah. So based on, because you have received the estimation, you have given this estimation for what, and what are going to be the output of this sprint. Okay. So output you have planned already into the sprint planning, and these all output, okay, that becomes the goal, because you have planned. At the end, you expect these only things will go. Now, because I have shared with you all this, you have the clarity that about the product backlog, how it gets matured, and how it gets converted into user story, and how it gets delivered. Tell me, when in sprint planning meeting, if you are getting user story expanded, okay, user story is understood by everyone, and if business analyst job is to expand all the user story, he will do that, because he has to make things more conveyable to others. So what will happen uh, with this business analyst when he will do his job? Will he should he be sitting idle for all the time for the entire sprint, or he will have some job to do as well?
Oh, he will. He'll
He
have
will,
to
right?
break down the He'll have to break down the user story. That's going to give us the estimation of how much time it would take for the entire backlog item, and then based on that, we would decide the how many sprints we would have based on that.
Yeah. So, say for example, in sprint planning meeting, generally what he will do, he he will take the first take. Okay, he will simplify everything. Then why? And he has to give to the entire team so that everyone will start performing the task immediately. Now his job is done. In between, he will keep on helping to the coders and testers. Okay, so that they can understand the expanded user story well. But the rest of the time, what he will do? Because he has clarified. Say for example, in sprint one, there are 4 modules. For 4 modules, there are 12 user story, 3 user story each, and he expanded, he developed, he gave the coders to develop it, he gave testers to test it, or write test cases or their activity for that. He gave it to architect to create architecture for that, for this implementation. But he gave it to everyone. But now, by the time other team is working, he will have the enough of time. Should he be
He
sitting?
will
What he will
plan.
do?
Think
He
he'll
will.
be
He
creating
will plan
DOD
for
for
the
the
next
Upcoming
sprint.
sprint.
upcoming sprint.
Yeah,
Yes,
upcoming.
that's absolutely right. He will start working for the upcoming sprint, even though it is not officially launched. So when he will be working for the upcoming sprint, you know what this is called? This process is called. There is a term for this. This is called as backlog refinement. What it is called, everyone?
Backlog
Backlog
refinement.
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 And this backlog refinement happens in some companies during the sprint, in some company after the sprint, in some companies before the sprint. There is a no fixed rule for the backlog refinement. So this is one of the interview question. What is backlog refinement? Okay, so you should know what exactly happens in backlog refinement. Do you all know what happens in backlog refinement, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, by now you know, because I gave the answer
Yes.
already first. Yeah,
Yeah,
brilliant.
because of that only we know. I know that. Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, so I just wanted to get the reconfirmation that you got it. So thank you so much. So here we have just detailed it down. I don't want you to overload. So I foresee that tomorrow, mostly Rahul sir will expand, and whatever gist I have given you, uh, that is going to come even tomorrow, that I have already shared with you. But there is more interesting part. He will be talking about the team that you should know. Okay, how the team will work together and how not. So those part you need to know more. So I feel like I can take a pause over here. Any question till now? Any question till now?
No,
Okay,
not really.
No,
Pretty
sir.
clear.
I'll
It was
take this silence as no.
good session.
So what I'll do, yeah, thank you. So instead of today, I'm going in a different way. So I will be calling out your name, and I want to understand from you that what do you feel like saying, your temperature of your understanding. Let's start from Soma. Soma Devi Mukherjee. So you can unmute and speak up. What do you feel like saying about today's session? Are you able to
I
relate,
like it.
connect, and
I love it. It was great.
it was great? You were able to understand everything, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. So
Mhm.
let's hear from Ponu. So thank you so much, Soma. So Ponu, what do you feel like saying about today's session?
While you are checking, it seems like very easy, but after, for my point of view, so after I see the notes, it seems like little confused for me. So I have to see the records, video recording one more time, then I will get it. Usually I used
Yeah.
like that way.
Yeah.
Sorry
So
about it.
always, no, that's okay. That's when you look at the technical terms, it may sound very confusing. Okay, because those are
Yeah.
technical terms not heard before. But when you will align it with the explanation, then you will imbibe inside. Okay, will be able to imbibe inside. So go ahead with the explanation, because explanations are given in an easy manner, and if you will listen to it twice and thrice, you will be able to remember the terms as well. All right,
But
Ponu?
while you are
Yeah.
checking, it's like a super easy, really, like a super duper easy like that only. But if I
Yeah.
it seems like okay, it's new. The words are new for me.
No, so when it happens, Ponu, when it happens, if
Uh,
you don't
not,
do, yeah.
yes.
So when it happens when you ignore most of the time the golden quadrant of learning. If you miss, if you ignore, it doesn't come with that power. Okay, and the moment this feeling start coming up, and this is for any kind of a new learning, the moment you start getting this feeling that I'm not able to understand, take a pause over there and go back and again declare with the anchor, okay, now whatever I'm going to understand is going to be super easy for me, and then read that and then play the recording and then understand. Only thrice you have to do with the smaller chunk. You feel like being the master and expert on that topic. Okay, so this is the hack I wanted to give to everyone. If you read some topic in CV that you don't know, you should go and become the master on it. And how will you become the master? By applying this formula of golden quadrant of learning. And you see, in reality also you will become. Okay, you got it, Ponu, right?
Yes, sir. Sure. I will try.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Please do that. And let's hear from Lakshmi. Lakshmi, what do you feel like saying? Quickly, you can speak up in a word or two. Yeah, Lakshmi, over to you.
So the session was good. I need to revise at home and do my part. But I was wondering if there is any material that we can refer to, because I write down notes and then later it's not really like, it's a little confusing for me. So I was wondering if there is any like material or like
Yeah,
like,
so for that, because we discussed already DOD, no, I told
uh,
you that more thing have come from scrum.org. So you will go to scrum.org, explore that by your own self. When I'll give something ready-made, that is not going to solve the purpose because I have already given in the through slides and all. Okay,
okay,
now it's your
okay,
duty to go ahead and explore it by your own way. Take a deep dive into that. Okay, so this is how you are going
okay,
to do that because everything is available on internet. You need
okay.
some yeah, base of that, and this
Sir,
is the base building.
just
Yeah,
one thing, would you be able to, like, when you're going through the slides, like, would you be able to give us like a few interview questions or some concepts that we need to emphasize on? Like, so we can kind of like when we are, going through
yeah.
the
So,
or
so
revising
if you are
kind of.
asking for the interview question, we do give interview question. When we give you interview question, when you learn the track, when you understand the concept, and when you join the interview mock group, there we keep on posting all the questions. These are the
Okay,
these things will be asked. Yeah, Lakshmi. Yeah.
okay, okay,
So
that's
I'm
great.
glad
Okay,
that
okay,
you asked that question. Thank you so much. Now let's
okay,
come
thank
back quickly and you're welcome. One or two word quickly you have to say. What do you feel like saying? One word you're feeling. Let's hear from Ruchi and then we'll go to Rachna. Yeah, Ruchi, over to you. What do you feel like saying?
Yeah.
One word.
So at first it was a bit difficult, but you explaining everything twice made it more easy and clearer. So thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Easy and clear is the word from you. Let's hear from Rachna and then we'll go to Nitish. Yeah, Rachna, over to you. Please unmute and speak. One word.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Because I'm very like a shy kind of person, but when you speak, so I'm able to understand your every single word and relate with like future Scrum Master. So yeah, it is always like best time to taking this session and understanding the every single
Awesome.
concept.
Thank you. I'm super
Thank you so
happy for
much.
you that you are able to get it. Thank you so much. Let's hear from Nitish and then we'll move to Amit. So, Nitish, over to you. What do you feel like saying?
Yes, sir. It was very good session, and few of the things because I've been watching videos continuously, I couldn't find out there. But today, what you
Mhm.
taught, especially on DOD, like all initial DOD, mature DOD, and standard DOD, it is. I never seen any video on that, so it's something
Yeah,
new which I really checked. Thank you very much.
yeah, you're welcome. Let's hear from Amit and then we'll move to Purbasha. Yeah, Amit, what do you feel like saying?
I'm gonna drop in.
Yeah, I just feel that I'm more educated than what I was 3 weeks ago.
Wow,
I
I
like
feel
the
like
way
clapping.
you explained the logic that I feel I feel that I fell short that I couldn't understand for the last assignment. But the way you explained it to us, it was obvious logic that we couldn't get. Today, the DoD things that you explained, the way you explained it in like extreme depth on how we would end up doing it like on job, which just makes me feel more confident going into this whenever I get into it. So I'm really happy.
Yeah, I'm happy for you too. Thank you so much, Amit. Let's hear from Purbasha, then we'll go to Samira. Purbasha, over to you. What do you feel like saying? One or two word. One word. Yeah.
Yeah, sir. Thank you so much for making the session so easy and clear to all of us. And it is quite understandable. And for me, it's coming all together.
Sit over there because I don't want you to bother
Yeah,
me.
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Purbasha, for saying. Let's hear from Samira and then we'll go to Ronak. Samira, what do you feel like saying? Please unmute and speak up. Yeah.
I'm trying to get the hang of it. I've been out of studies for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
So will you
difficult, but
watch the
I'm
recording as well? Will you
yes.
watch the recording too? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. But were
No,
you able to relate even a bits of it? Yeah.
yes, I could relate some of them. Yes, I've been watching the videos over and over to understand it. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. I'm super glad that you are doing that. You. Thank you so much, Samira. Let's hear from Ronak. Then we'll move to Tusha. So yeah, Ronak, over to you.
Yes, sir. Sir, all of your sessions always have been really kind of boosting up my energy, and kind of giving me more and more confidence. Even today was the same thing. Only problem I am dealing with is the terminology, technical terms, jargons, whatever you call. That's the only part.
Hmm.
Otherwise, I can understand and can sink in the entire process and the entire thing pretty well. But the only thing
Yeah.
is explaining it into the IT terms is kind of little difficult.
Yeah. So what should we do for that? Should we not ask you to come and join some project and do it repeatedly so that you remember the jargon and lingo forever?
Yes,
Yes.
most
So
definitely, yes.
wait till then you get into a project. Okay. So this is what
Okay.
we are going to do. So
Okay, thank you,
till
sir.
7th and 8th. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing so openly. I'm super happy for you. After Tusha, let's hear from Tusha and then we move to Vishwa. So yeah, Tusha, over to you. You can unmute and speak up, Tusharika. I think you are speaking on mute, Tusha. So we'll wait at the count of 3. We'll hear from Tusha or we'll move to Vishwa, sorry. 1, Tusha, 2, Tusha, 3. So somehow looks like Tusha is not close to her laptop or device. So we'll come back to you to check. Let's hear from Vishwa and then we'll move to Veena. So yeah, Vishwa, over to you. You can unmute and speak up. What do you feel like saying, Vishwa? And when you speak up, what happens? It gives me also confidence that you are not just logged into the system, but also you're learning. It may happen that you'll just logged in the system for the sake of that you are there, but in reality you are not there. So Vishwa, are you speaking on the mute or something? Okay, we'll come back to Vishwa. Let's hear from Veena and then we'll move to Bharat. So yeah, Veena, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. It was an interesting session and got a good grasping of DOD. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Veena. And after Bharat, we'll move to Aruna. Bharat, by the way, is it your day 1 or something like that, or you are joining from someone else's device?
No, sir. It's not my day 1. I actually missed a couple of sessions before. I was there last week, but I did miss a couple of sessions before that. Yeah, I'm able to understand. I like the way you're teaching, and I just need to go back to those sessions which I missed, and fill those gaps. But it's slowly making sense to me. So
Okay,
thank you.
thank you so much. I'm able to so get it then now. So I'm glad for you then. So let's hear. Thank you so much. Hear from Aruna, and then we'll move to Savita. Aruna, over to you. What do you feel like saying? You can unmute and speak up. And by the way,
Sir, I go with
mhm.
yeah. Sorry, sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I agree with Amit, sir. We are being educated well. I think I'm gaining confidence day by day.
Thank you so
Like,
much. I'm super glad
yeah.
for you. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
It
thank
pretty
you.
much like there's so much difference from the beginning till now. Thank you for all the teachings that you do.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. Let's hear from Savita and then we'll move to Sangeeta. So yeah, Savita, what do you feel like saying? You can unmute and speak up.
Yes, sir. How I feel is like every day is like a new learning. Though, like I still, as I come from a non-IT field, whatever examples you are giving, I'm easily able to relate, and I'm slowly getting more confident every session. But for me, it is like I need to go back and see the video once more to feel more confident about the topic. But as it is, when you teach, I'm able to understand. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Savita, for honest rephrasing it honestly. Yeah, let's hear from Sangeeta. Sangeeta, yeah, over to you. What do you feel like saying, Sangeeta?
Thank you, sir. The DOD was really little confusing, but you made the topic more clarity. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I am super happy that you are able to understand it. So thank you so much, everyone, for sharing your opinion. And I'm super glad that in a nutshell, you are able to get it. Before we close today's session, let me try last time from Tusha and Vishwa. Tusha, you there by any chance?
Hi, sir. I'm here.
Yeah, Vishwa. Yes, Vishwa.
Sorry about that. So
No,
it
no.
was very informative, and I gained so much knowledge. And you were really very much going into very detail. So that was very helpful for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vishwa. Appreciate that you are going to always getting this. So, Tusha, have you come back? Tusharika Sharma? Okay, looks like Tusharika has not come back yet. And thank you so much, everyone. We'll talk to you very, very soon. Till then, do the assignment, go through the recording one more time. That is going to help you out. And in case anything, I will be answering your question because I have got some question from couple of you that I'll be responding only after Wednesday. So excuse me till then, okay? Because I am in some outskirts where I'm trying to connect. Because of internet connection, I might not be responding. Otherwise, I would respond the moment I come back and able to restore my internet. So is it okay, everyone? We'll talk to you again soon, and tomorrow learn the product backlog and self-organizing team and cross-functional team from Rahul sir, and then we'll transition into business analysis activity very, very soon. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye. Good night. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Bye.